else you can
Hang
design one.
on.
I don't know
I'm gonna
why,
have
but
to
you would.
press the go live button. There you go. You can continue talking.
I can continue hyperfixating on this
Yeah,
game.
yeah. This, I mean, it looks hella cool. This is exactly my
It,
kind of
it,
shit.
it is, and like, bruh, this is. Hang on, give me a second. So settings, graphics. I'm not even running on that much, and it's pretty fucking good. You know?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, like the overall quality, yeah. Like, yeah, you've got like a different. Oh, you got accessibility options. I completely forgot you had this. Huh. Nice. But yeah, you've got different kind of stuff. Um, zoom. Also, like you can. When we get into like the actual fighting portion of this game, you will be able to see damage and whatnot. But like you can control ships. There's a lot of cool stuff like um, the animations in this game and the effects and whatnot are really cool. Um, there is also like a pretty cool element of it, which is you need to position your ships carefully if you want them to fire correctly, or else they won't. So it's all about like you get into position. You have a lot of position tactics. You've got a lot of you know managing your resources because you do have ammunition in this game. Like
Yeah.
I have 1,400 shells for AP and like only 48 missiles, so I have to manage that shit pretty effectively. But yeah, I'm just currently going through the advanced missile section at the moment.
Like I like the way it like looks. I like the feel of it. I might not be like autistic enough to actually play it, but
But
I
yeah.
like
Oh,
the
also,
way it looks.
yeah, the way it looks, like most of the time, you probably won't be zoomed in unless you want your ships to die. But like, look at here. There's red stuff, but I can't see like a ship. Like I'm too far away to know what the ship looks like, but I
Mm-hmm.
know there's a ship there, right?
Yeah.
There's also stuff where you can do counter reconnaissance, where you can just block and jam the radars of enemy ships. So that will mean like,
The ship down
say,
there, though, you can look at.
yeah, like he's hang on. Oop, sorry. Yep. Yeah. Sorry. Just trying to. But yeah. Oh, also you can click on the enemy ship and focus on that instead. Like,
Yeah.
oh, the best thing. Hang on. This one you'll absolutely love. So, weapon. Actually, wait. So, two. Thunderhead. Right, you see this red line?
Yeah.
So you can see, like, if I press Alt, that tells me I can add salvos to the amount. So I can go one, two, three, four, four salvo. I can go four missiles, which is one salvo. Um, Control, select reference point. Oh, you can also click viewpoint. I don't think this pan camera. Oh, right. The reference point only works in like a 3D axis, right? But like, so I've got four weapons. I'll tell him to shoot. Wait for it. Give it a sec. I can focus on the missiles.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wait. Oh, you can see they've got countermeasures. So they're
Yeah,
currently
yeah, yeah, yeah. They
oh
got
shit.
PDCs up there.
Wait,
Oh.
hold on. This means that Posh right now is quite literally like the French meme of fire some missiles.
Kinda is, yeah. Hang on, that
Yeah,
thing
and
went wide. Does it not track? Does
yeah,
it not have
it
tracking?
does track. The problem is they shot something that made me lose
Ah,
track. But
I
yeah,
see.
and like, so hang on. If I can just show, can I not? Fuck you, game. God. The free ships with you are struck up with missiles and targets when fired back. They do have point defenses though, so feel free to think of ways to get around that. When you're done, just head back to the academy. Alright. But like, hang on. What does this mean? That's my missile I shot. Oh, that's so cool. That's so fucking cool. But like, hang on. If I do cannons, he has to reorient itself to have both cannons aligned with the target.
Yeah.
So, like, you can see there's already some tactics. Like, you can choose to rotate your ship automatically and then choose to fire, or you can just ask, like, hey, fire already. And there's also some cool stuff where you can go, like, hey, instead of firing AP shells, how about you switch to high explosives? And right now, then he'll be firing the HE shells. Yeah, you can do some wacky stuff. Because hang on, if I go to because I want to show you like some of the movements you can do in this game. Main menu, tutorial.
But you are still in the tutorial, though, right?
Yes, I am still in the tutorial because like there's still like missile. Ooh, actually, I want to show you this because this is like when I say you can design your own missile, I'm being genuinely fucking serious. Yeah. Create new. Select that one.
Well, it's
right?
the Thunderhead, but it's give me some Thunderhead.
Yeah, so
Hey.
you can you can redesign like so this I think is the fuel or the engine or whatever it's called. You can redesign how much you want, right?
Oh, that rules.
And like you can see the stats right there on the left, the avionics.
Yeah.
It's like sprint 700 meters per second for, if I drag this, it increases, decreases, etc., right? And then here I can go, let's put blast fragmentation, I don't know. Like, you've got command, so that means, like, some of these, like, I think radar means it'll track them, for example, but, like, these have different kind of stats, so you can go fucking crazy on this. But, like, look here, you can go burn duration, you can put top speed, maneuverability, you can say, I want it to be more maneuverable, and have better burn duration, I guess. So you can just shift it to that. Or you could go, hey, I just want it to be complete speed.
That's
Genuinely,
so wild.
This is fucking cool. The problem is
What are
I
y'all
have
talking
no
about?
clue.
Space
talking about
nerd warfare shit.
Nebulous Fleet Commander. Genuinely recommend it. It's still in early access, but genuinely fucking recommend.
They should have combined this with fucking Space Engine.
Space Engine.
Space Engineers.
Space Engine, not Space Engineers.
Oh.
Space Engine.
What is Space Engine?
The one where you just in space. It's like a virtual planetarium. It's not a game.
But like, so unfortunately, there is only one faction at the moment, which is these guys. I can't remember, but like, hang on. Genuinely, I want you to see these ships because I absolutely love all of them. Hang on, I'm just gonna add all these ships here because why the fuck not? Vauxhall, Axford. Also, the names for these ships are pretty cool. Solomon battleship class, hell yes. But like, look at these absolute fucking monsters. And so you've got the smallest, which is the PS8, the Sprinter class Corvette. And like, you can, like, your entire army is based on a point system. So like, look at, I've got 7 ships, but my total points is like 2,785.
I can't help but notice though that the gravity orientation on the ships is not realistic.
It probably isn't.
No,
But
it
who the fuck
definitely
cares?
isn't.
It's cool. It's cool space games. Shut up. But like, you've got different components. Some that are already installed, like that you would probably want to. I don't know, because this is propulsion, so maybe you want to change it to something else, but you'll have to balance it out with different proportions of like the ship stats on here. For example, you could also add. I don't think you can add more. No, you can't. But like, yeah, again, no weapons. But like, say I want to add. Let's see. You could add antennas, say. I don't know what these do just yet, but I do know, like, the E-War stuff. This is, like, jamming and tracking and whatnot. I don't know what the PsyOps does. But yeah, you got sensors as well. Oh, yes, the missiles. Love me the missiles. Yeah, you can just go fucking ham on this. You can have point defense systems for anti-missile warfare. You can have like fucking cannons on this. My favorite though, God, yeah, can I remove this? No, I don't see my cannon.
So, how have y'all been in the past week?
Stressed the fuck out.
Yeah, kind of as well.
I was in the hospital, so that's why I wasn't here.
Damn, what was going on?
Nervous breakdown.
Very relatable. Very cool.
Yeah, kind of understandable.
We're looking into a long-term trauma treatment program, so if I'm gone for a month, that's why.
Do you want to talk about it? Because you are on
No.
like a public live stream.
I know I'm on a public live stream. That's all. That's why I'm just saying. That's why I was.
Ah,
That's
okay, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Ooh,
fucking sucks, though.
Burger.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got something that might cheer you up. Hang on, give me a second.
What?
Where is it? Where is it?
It's gonna be so
Hell
insane, nerd.
yeah. Nerd shit, baby. You can have full frontal weapons. Like, you know those weapons that you have in, like, sci-fi where it's, like, literally the front of the ship is literally a cannon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Not even just, like, it's just a cannon mounted on the top of the ship. It is literally the entire forward section of the ship is a cannon. You can do this. It's literally just a laser weapon on this. I love this. Oh my god, I'm fucking nerdgasm so hard. Oh my god. But yeah, it's this game is so cool, but there's so much stuff to do.
Yeah, it seems very complicated, ultimately.
Yeah, but genuinely fun. Also, I love the designs for these ships. They're adding a second faction, which is supposed to be like merchant rebels or some shit, where literally all their ships looks like merchant vessels, just retrofitted with weapons. And one of the weapons is literally a cargo container. You know, those large cargo boxes and whatnot, right? Put on the ship, but turned into missile function. So literally, it launches missiles in the shape of cargo holds.
This is pretty big.
Awesome. Oh. But yeah, I genuinely love this. I genuinely want to play way more with this. But yeah, this one is probably my favorite looking ship because just I will probably be having way too much fun designing ships. But I genuinely want to design like an absolute massive battleship with like you see these triple barreled guns that you normally see like on battleships.
Yeah.
This just literally one with like all of these, like don't care, just adding all of them.
Bro, Posh out here admitting to wanting to drain threes. You should heighten your standards, mate.
No, fuck you.
you're at least capable of pulling fours.
Fuck you, asshole. God, but yeah.
So, I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen the Bruval Fabuza Gang's new Guide to World of Darkness?
I have
Oh,
twice, and I almost watched it again today because it is so good.
Speaker D did a fucking excellent job with it.
It's the only Bruval Fabusa video I've ever seen, actually. I have not seen
I encourage you to watch Hunter the Parent. I encourage you to watch Hunter the Parenting. It's very well researched.
Oh,
yeah, I'm thinking still I might end up having problems with this sort of humorous style of it, but I also might enjoy the hell out of that. I really don't know.
It's actually a mix of humor and serious moments, because there are some shots that are fucking terrifying.
Yeah, probably.
Like it's a mix.
Let's go back.
It's a mix of humor and comedy. You know what I mean? I mean comedy, serious moments, and somber moments. Just like the real world of darkness, you know?
Yeah. I'm very sensitive to like tone, so it's it's always hit and miss when shows do that kind of thing for me. I'm more sensitive than probably I should be, but it is on my list. I do want to check it out. I just haven't had the time yet.
I got you, man. Like, I hope I wasn't interrupting. It's just I love what they put out for World of Darkness. It's it's one of the things alongside your videos that got me into World of Darkness.
Hell
so,
yeah!
like, it's so well done.
I am currently watching a Let's Play of the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines because I tried playing it many times and I always just the 2004-ness of that game really fucks me up.
Yeah.
How so?
It's very 2004. And
very like. Sorry, go ahead. My apologies.
But no, I'm just watching a Let's Play and I'm enjoying that because I just cannot play that game.
Gotcha. The writing is still on point.
Oh yeah! Oh hell yes!
It also has some of the best like DID representation out of all media of that time.
Yeah, I kind of knew about the thing, but I was still somehow surprised by it.
Like they handle it very well.
A lot of that shit is like. I like in terms of sort of quote unquote political correctness, it's like, yeah, maybe nowadays someone would get mad about this on Twitter, but not a lot of people would.
Twitter isn't real. You can't convince me otherwise.
I don't think it even existed back then. You know what I mean?
It did not. It did not. It was MySpace.
Yeah, so people didn't get mad about shit back then. Oh, my T-shirt actually. I don't know. Some of you might be able to see this in a minute. If you have the stream open, look at this shit. Look at this. I have to see. Look that it's actually that you can see it. Yeah, hell yeah.
Give me a second.
I have to have you in this very awkward position
Need to watch your stream, brother.
So you can
I cannot
see
watch
my
your stream
new
right
fucking T-shirt, which is an absolute baller T-shirt. It is literally one of the best fucking T-shirts of all time.
Describe it to me, German Burger Man.
I can't. It needs to be taken in all at once.
Does that say, Cocaine Intelligence Unit?
Hell yeah, it is the Cocaine Intelligence Unit, the DEA Cocaine Intelligence Unit T-shirt. I'm gonna post a picture of it in chat. Give me a second.
That's cool as shit.
Seconds.
If you did you like the humor and the tone in the Speaker D as video essay? Because if you like that, you will like it in Hunter the Parenting, I'd say.
Yeah, but that's a video essay. You know what I mean? Like it's a different. It's out of character in a way.
It really wasn't. Like it was very similar to the tone in Hunter the Parenting.
Okay, so this is the thing that's printed on the shirt. I also have another one that has this one on it.
Nice. Is it okay if I tell you about one thing that you will either love or hate about, like one spoiler?
Yeah, sure.
So Big D, the vampire hunter guy, like the master hunter guy, he manages to defeat a Tremere by doing a lot of ketamine and ayahuasca before fighting him. And then having him drink from him.
Incredible.
Lol.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, God, fucking that. Those are some cool fucking shirt designs though. Or stickers, I don't know what you would call them.
I mean, these are the patches, the actual for real patches that are like. These are real DEA patches that real DEA agents own that were really actually issued by the actual real DEA. And they're not even the worst. I should say the funniest.
Fucking love it.
Like DEA
Fucking love it.
The DEA has some weird fucking patches. Yeah, but these are the ones that I could sort of find. Yeah, no, I really like him.
Now, which of these would be most likely to be owned by Pentex is my question.
You know, I'm not a werewolf guy.
You don't like werewolf?
No, I've not gotten into it yet. I've just It's on my list. It's
Why
just World
are
of
you not
Darkness
a werewolf
is
guy?
so enormous that I just, I haven't had the time to read all of them yet.
Hey, you have to look forward to August because that's when Werewolf 5th Edition's coming out.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people have been complaining about it, but then again,
It's because they finally grew some balls and admitted that 5th Edition Vampire and World of Darkness and all that is only inspired by the past edition and not a complete continuation.
I'm still not. I still fail to see the incompatible points between those, like lore-wise.
It's mainly for Werewolf because they are overhauling the shit out of it. Because you know that one slur METIS when referring to like mixed Native American people.
I've never heard of that in my entire life.
Wait,
It's Metis.
That is the first time in my life I've ever heard that term.
Yeah,
it sounds stupid.
Me too.
It's mainly used in Canada and like the Northern America.
Yeah.
They used it as a breed type.
That is
Bro, fucking Canadians out here Pokemon breeding with the fucking natives.
That's one of the those fucking World of Darkness things that they need to that they have always done a very good job at like integrating in a way that's like, yeah, so that was very problematic,
It
and
gets
we're gonna
better.
talk about
These
that.
are the inbred bastard children that everyone hates.
Incredible, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and they're also removing. Everyone should be believed they're removing that and the lupus breeds, so it's just human. Because you could play an animal in that.
But what if I want to be Doge?
This is also a tremendous patch that I'd also really like to have.
EA Mexico.
Mexican heroin.
Oh yeah, speaking of media and whatnot, I finally did as Burger said of sharing videos to friends, but do not spam them. And I had a guy go off on me.
Okay.
Why?
Apparently, and this feels weird. Apparently, he is convinced that Burger is right wing.
Why am I right wing?
Why?
Because apparently you don't go hard enough on right wingers. Ergo, you're right wing.
No, definitely.
Gosh.
That's really yes, it is, that is a Cocaine Intelligence Unit t-shirt. I showed it off earlier. That is literally insane. This is the kind of fucking people that I talked about in the video that hasn't come out yet, but today potentially. Like, I don't know who this guy is, but it's like, it's just a minor point in there, but you need to like coalition build if you're gonna do actual leftist action. What the fuck did what
no
video did you
building.
send him where I didn't go hard enough on right wingers?
The free speech
Let me guess. The what?
The free speech one.
The one where I said that like actually if right wingers were in power, they would like definitely they are already censoring us when they are in power. They're doing their best to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Is it that one?
The free speech is a leftist issue one.
Yes, that's yeah.
I believe that's the one.
How is that not hard against right wing people?
Oh yeah, and like he sort of like sour because like he keeps claiming that free speech is very much a right wing issue, not a left wing issue.
Oh my god! What did he enter political discourse 2 months ago?
I have no idea.
What? How?
But he's also one of those. He's one of those cringe lords that refers to it as freeze peaches.
Oh my god. I literally just the barest amount. If you're gonna engage in political discourse, please do have the absolute bare minimum in terms of political literacy.
I know.
Yeah.
I swear to fucking God.
And it's also where, you know,
Wait.
it got revealed to me that he doesn't understand history.
I
'Cause,
know.
I tossed
My
another video at
question-
him just to see if he'd like actually watch it,
No.
which was the 8 billion iPhone vuvuzela.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no.
Just because I love that meme myself, but also because like the video has so many valid points. I don't obviously agree 100% with it. Nobody's ever gonna like agree with you 100%.
Nobody should.
Yeah.
No.
I don't even know what that video
I
was
do-
about, though. I don't remember.
I do have a
That
question.
was
I do have
about
a
how
question.
actual real
Sorry?
communism has actually not ever really been tried.
Oh
Actually,
god.
Is that the point that I made?
yes.
Okay, yeah.
the
Hey,
whole
I've got a question for him.
Hmm?
Have you shown him the video about men and loneliness? That that good long hour video about Burger and explaining like patriarchy and men not expressing their emotions.
Ooh, yeah.
Fucking do it! Fucking do it!
Do it,
I-
mate. Do it.
I linked that in another Discord that he's also in.
He's probably not seen it.
Because we were on like the topic of toxic masculinity,
Yeah.
Oh boy.
and a lot of us on that server really don't like that term
Yeah.
because it gets used a lot to sort of like just gloss over men's issue and going like, yeah, it's just toxic masculinity. Anyway, let's talk about women's issues.
Toxic masculinity is when men bad. That's how
No,
so many people
toxic
use it.
masculinity is when men do literally anything.
That also, yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that sort of attitude to
I
it.
genuinely-
It's so fucking reductive.
I do have to
Mhm.
say I've probably interpreted it wrong, like your message, because every time I fucking see a billboard about any problem to do with women, like the domestic violence against women, I always think, but what about men? It's like,
I mean,
genuinely want to
once you
fucking-
start seeing it, you're gonna see it everywhere.
This is exactly. I mean, this is the exact same experience that like feminists have when they wake up to like, oh, this is actually fucked up that society is like this.
yeah.
It's the exact same premise.
But it's like it's even worse in Britain because, well, at least I find it's kind of very bad. I wouldn't say worse because there's probably places that are way fucking worse than Britain. But like in England, in England especially, because I don't know about Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, or Ireland in general. Though I've heard Ireland is like super progressive.
Ireland.
Ireland is super progressive in some things,
but
super regressive in other
okay.
things.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Most of those things are Dublin. That's the things that
Look,
they are progressive in.
Can I drop a really bad hot take here? And I
Please
know it's
do.
going to be bad. This is something that not a lot of British, well, specifically English people will like to hear at all, and I will probably get punched as soon as people figure out who I am. But what Ireland did, this is a mild take, by the way. What Ireland did during the whole IRA bombings and shit, very bad. Bombing civilians, killing people, that kind of shit, very bad. But,
Cringe, one would say.
and this is a very big but, what the fuck did you expect to happen given how badly we've treated the Irish? Like, we completely... I'm not saying it's justified. I'm saying, like, we should have expected this.
Yeah, at some
I'm gonna be
point,
real with you.
this is at some point they're gonna fucking fight you. It's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
That just is going to happen.
But going back to the point I was trying to make before of like the sexism, I find in England, like, this has only become like a recent revelation to me. But there was a discussion somewhere in the Inbred Island or the school shooting Olympics channel. But we were talking about like how one gains citizenship upon being born, right?
Yeah.
There was that discussion.
Yeah.
And I'm very much a person who believes in right of blood. Like, if either of your parents have it, regardless of like their ancestry or whatever, if either of your parents have that nationality, that citizenship, you should automatically be able to gain that. I'm a very heavy believer of that. I did not start out as British, as that may come to a shock to you. I gained my British citizenship at like the age of 20. And it was well, it wasn't hard, but I had to go through the citizenship exam because in Britain, at a point, I think they've changed the law now to be a lot more easy for women, but any
not
child
for men?
that is... No. For men, it was always easy.
Okay.
For women, it
yeah,
was...
then good.
Yeah, but like, if I remember correctly, the law stated that any child of a woman whose mother and the woman herself were not born in the UK do not gain British citizenship.
You were born in the UK, right?
No.
Okay.
Okay, yes, I was born in the UK, but neither of my parents were living here. That's the important thing. You have to have both of your parents working and living in the UK, and one of them I think.
But one of your parents was always an English citizen, right?
No.
Okay, they're both sort of foreigners.
But get this. So my grandmother had British citizenship.
Yeah.
But she was born in a foreign country.
Yeah, but that's the fucking thing, because I see all the fucking time these, like, rich British people that are like, oh yes, she was born in Tokyo, she was born in Singapore, she was born in Timbuktu. And it's like, oh my lad, I was born in London, and it's like, well, my father is from Ireland, my mum is from fucking France, so I'm not fucking English, as you can hear.
Yeah. No, but good lord, like, I genuinely despise some of the rules. Like, it was genuinely, like, if...
Just a man who has never been outside of Hackney could be oh my god.
Genuinely, the sexism there is in British legislation is fucking insane. Also, I keep bringing this up, but again... A man cannot be raped because he can be raped, but he can only be raped by a man because it has to be penetrative to be considered rape.
Insane.
Insane. I know, because there have been cases of men being raped by women, though people in England would say, quote unquote, raped, you know? It was just, he was just sexually assaulted, you know, not actually raped.
I think one of the most insane cases I've seen of this was a woman who raped a man and then turned around and accused him of raping her, and he got jail time for it.
Incredible. I mean, I fully believe that. That kind of shit happens.
No, but it's even worse because, like, I can understand why women in Britain feel quite scared, because you've heard of that case where there's like been that policeman who's fucking murdered a girl after raping her, and then there's this other policeman who just recently came out with like 49 cases of sexual assault against him.
There is a lot of fucking rape going on, and women are huge victims of it. Like, I understand wanting to be fucking careful with shit.
Yeah, but like at the same time, I feel like it's like, I'm not trying to diminish the pain and suffering that women go through here. But is it too much to ask to include us at the table? Because I feel like we can also be very much affected by it.
Yeah, I mean, there is a general minimization just in society of any kind of suffering that men go through. Yeah. It's just not particularly important when men suffer,
because we can easily be replaced.
It doesn't even matter what field it is. It's not even with things where, like, of course there are issues that they primarily affect women, like sexual assault, that kind of thing, rape. But also there's a like a huge amount of issues that primarily affect men negatively, and that kind of shit we just do. That's either this, it's something that happens in society and we don't talk about it all that much, or we
like,
do talk about it, and it's the problem is that it also happens to women, like homelessness.
Yeah.
Fucking,
We don't talk about women homelessness. I've seen 3 homeless women around my street corner, and my street corner is kind of like the posh area, my guy.
No, we do talk about female homelessness. We don't really talk about male homelessness. It's like I don't know what the number is, but it's some like ridiculously low percentage. Like 1 in 10 homeless people are women, and that's terrible. It's like, I mean, yes, but that's not
Just
because
homeless-
they're women.
Ah, God. My problem is when we want to bring sex into anything like a problem. It's like, yes, that's terrible, but we should be focusing on just the overall picture. I don't care about the minuscule amount of detail that goes into it. I'm just focusing on...
Here's the flip to that. Here's the flip side to that, right? You can... And this is a terrible truth.
Oh boy.
By subduing these kinds of campaigns of going, oh, like 1 in 10 homeless people is women, and that's terrible. I think it's more than that. This is just like a number I'm pulling out of my ass.
Yeah.
You will actually be more effective at like eliciting a sort of the kind of response that would give you like funding and fundraising and shit. Than if you only talked about homelessness without the focus being on women. So you could, I mean, you know, if you're like an organization that just supports the homeless in general, and you say, oh, this happens to women, you can then use that money to help men as well.
But you have to, yeah.
But there is a type of pragmatism to that in many, many absolutely horrible ways says a lot about society. Because, you know, the problem is only important when it affects women.
Yeah.
And that's kind of fucked up.
Or worse, if it
say the
affects
least.
children.
And I think actually I hear this like a lot. I hear this from a lot of women who really this is one of those things that I think is part of like the male experience that many women just don't get. So you know you have to like explain it to them, much like a lot of you got to explain a lot of shit about the female experience to like the woman experience to guys. Like when men have a problem, it's like solved immediately. And it's like no, it's not. What the fuck?
Fucking is it?
Like it's usually left to linger until it unavoidably causes something huge to happen.
Unless it is a problem that like mainly affects rich men who have like immense amounts of money, and then it's like, okay, we're gonna fix this. But if it's just regular guys, then no one gives a shit about it. Like, no one cares. It's incredible. And I think there's a lot of lack of because, you know, they feel, I think it's out of a position of like feeling sort of like their problems are not being taken seriously. I think a lot of women probably feel that way. They definitely feel that way, and a lot of women's problems are not taken as seriously as they should be. But at the same time, it's like there is just the assumption that in turn, men's problems do get taken seriously, and they just do not.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have also forgotten, like, it's possible to, like, focus on 2 issues at once.
Yeah.
Like, you don't remove focus from one issue by focusing on another as well.
That is also coalition building. You can, because we both have this issue, we can, you know, we are united in wanting to solve it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to do that. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Well, of course not, because
The Omnissiah has
Okay, OBS
cursed.
seems to have reconnected.
Oh, speaking of which, give me a second.
I'm back.
Welcome back. You were gone?
Hello.
That fucking sucks. You missed a very good conversation. But
Sorry.
penis.
Hey,
Dogs,
we got funny joke. We got funny image.
Oh god. Oh, I really got upset yesterday as well while I was talking with a couple of friends.
Mhm.
You know what happened over in America, right? With that one mother?
Which one?
So much bullshit happens in America every single day.
Yeah, you're
Right.
gonna have to be specific here.
If I say shotgun and 9 blasts,
I still wouldn't know what you're talking about.
No,
right?
Fuck.
So
that sounds like
a mother has been sentenced to life in prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where
Okay.
I'm straight up like advocating for like her to just get executed.
I am
That's
against
how
the death
upset-
penalty. But
I am not in this case. Like in most cases, the death penalty is bullshit. In this case, it's fucking deserved. Right. So, right, you take a child, right?
At this, I'm sure.
The child is in like in like protective holding, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And the father is like trying to fight for custody. But in order for the and this is also like a systemic issue.
Oh, I see where this is going. I'm not liking where this is going.
In order for the dad to get custody, the kid has to go out of like protective holding.
mm-hmm.
Now, the kid is in protective holding because of his mother, who's a complete psychopath.
Yeah.
So naturally, right, kid goes out of protective holding, so dad can file for like full custody, and that takes a while because like full custody is never ever awarded in the dad's favor in America.
That's never.
Yeah.
It's a bit different in Europe, but not a whole lot. Anyway, so as the kid goes out of protective holding, naturally, where does the kid go? Back to the mother.
Oh my god.
She killed him, didn't she?
Yeah, this is, mind you, this is a 6-year-old child, right? Who's in the back of a car. The mother grabs a shotgun and shoots her child 9 times with a shotgun.
That is some cop shit, honestly.
And, like, she gets to court, and she tells everyone, fuck you, I did nothing wrong, you're all garbage.
I have to research this. Is this a... Because, I mean, I fully believe
this is a real thing.
Yeah. I mean, this is America.
I genuinely would believe, like, not all, a very minute selection of mothers would be that vindictive to kill their own offspring.
She's called Jalissa Thaler.
Yeah, Jalissa Thaler found guilty of murdering Eli Hart. Minnesota mom convinced of murdering her 6-year-old son with shotgun blasts in one of the most horrific cases prosecutors have ever seen. Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. And mind you, life in jail, I think for men, like in America, is
well, actually,
pretty much
you know what?
life
She's
in jail.
kind of hot, so it's okay.
Oh no, she's hot. But no, I think life in jail for men is something like what in America, like 80 years, 60 years.
Yeah, I don't actually know.
For women, that's apparently 40 years.
That is
What do you mean? Like, do they die before 40 years pass, or do they get set free?
They get set free after 4 years.
Yeah, and life in prison doesn't actually like mean life in prison.
Yeah.
So there's very much a strong possibility she could be set free.
I don't fucking know. She was 29.
Yeah, she'll probably. Well, she probably won't live that long in prison. To be honest.
Let's hope so.
Let me post
Look, I'm gonna
this.
be
I don't know
real
if it's
with
gonna.
you.
This person, I swear, this person looks like. Uncannily like a person we know on the server who is like the polar opposite of a psychopath. You know what I mean? It's like literally this is the exact opposite of that person.
I'm calling goddamn Joy, if you're listening to this, that is
she's probably watching Germany's Next Top Model with Cito. But like that is incredible. Um,
Fucking Lord, goddamn Burger, that was fucking terrible, and I'm so ashamed for fucking laughing.
But yeah, like there are some times where like even like no amount of mental issues can excuse this.
No, I am genuinely of the opinion that mental issues should no longer become a fact. This is a terrible take of me because I know they should still be considered part of the factor when sentencing someone, but at a certain point, you've got to tell yourself, fuck it, throw him in a fucking pit and forget the key. Throw them.
she Googled how to keep child away from other parent with visitation. Kind of a messed up thing to Google. How to fake being home to the cops. How much blood can a 6-year-old lose? Qualifying accidental deaths. How much does life insurance pay for dead child?
Oh no.
How to commit crime and blame the child.
Tala was now faces life in prison without parole for first-degree murder, which was also convicted of second-degree murder, so she's not getting out.
I hope that I do not hope she gets raped. No, nobody should ever get raped. However, I do hope she gets beat to a bloody pulp. Because that is... Look, I am not a fan of children, but any crime done to a child brings unrequited fury from me, like, to the point where I genuinely become violent. Like, I don't care if I lose to you, I will throw punches. If you have harmed a child in any way, physically, mentally, or psychically.
Yeah, it's like that was a story like that genuinely like made me see red. And I hate kids.
I think kids are cool, but holy shit.
I know, right?
Holy shit, dude.
And this is the sort of discourse that has been running around on servers I've been on.
I mean, I don't see how this is particularly discourse, because it's like it's a thing that happened. I'm not sure it's always... Like, one can have opinions on this, but it's difficult to use things that happen as a... Like, this is an extreme outlier case. I don't think you could really use it as... It might fit into some sort of pattern. Mm-hmm. And one could certainly discuss the incredible horrificness of this bullshit fucking case.
Like how you're just walking on eggshells.
Fucking shit. But I don't think it is necessarily, like... There's not much political discourse that can be drawn out of this. Aside from there is like they put in a wrongful death lawsuit against the city because he was released to his mother in spite of like many warnings, which is that's
standard protocol. Yeah, it's standard protocol for a protective holding order to like default the child over to the mothers.
You know what? That is something that you should discuss as discourse over this. That is true.
Yeah,
that aspect.
Like how,
if anything, you should possibly pass them on to other family members that are not. It's hard to explain, but not direct. Like, probably a grandparent or an aunt or uncle, maybe. Or better yet, if they have godparents, pass them off to them.
Yeah, personally, I'm tired of, like, custody defaulting to one person or another without everything being examined. And, also with, when kids go out of fucking protective holding, they immediately go back to a shit household, which fucks them up.
Yeah.
And as we all know, that shit causes issues down the line.
The worst part is I know people who would argue like, oh, it's just still gone to the mother after knowing this could happen.
Not long before Eli's murder, a Dakota County judge, following the recommendations of social workers, granted full custody to Tala despite concerns of family members.
Fuck. Yeah. Genuinely, I've come to the point where I just do not trust the judicial system at all.
I mean,
But
I
then again,
kind
this
of
is in
have to trust in
America.
it because, like, if I don't trust in it, everything completely breaks down.
Yeah.
I'm aware that there can be, bad actors in the system. Every system will have these, and it will sour everyone on those systems. That being said, I don't want to abandon it ever.
You don't like there's systemic problems exist, and that kind of doesn't mean that the principle of the system as such is inherently flawed. Having a legal system is very important.
Good.
And usually it sort of performs more or less well, except for in, America.
America's always a shit.
I mean, I've been
Hang on.
a quote unquote victim of the legal system. It was like fucking bullshit that was going on in a civil suit that I lost.
With a cyclist of all people.
Yeah, everyone knows my fucking cyclist story.
Oh god. You want to know what I fucking hate
What's
now?
your cyclist story?
Oh, you don't know this site? Oh my god.
Oh right,
Okay.
no, he's new here, Burger. Remember?
I mean,
I also don't know it.
here's
So.
the stage, right? It's Valentine's Day, I believe, 2018. My girlfriend at the time and I are going to a restaurant, and we pass by a park, and there's like a it's a complicated type sort of cul-de-sac type situation. The rules of the road are not entirely clear. It's cold. It's ever so slightly icy, and I cross a bike path, but I don't
Oh, no.
immediately cross the road behind the bike path because there are cars there, and it's like a fucking cobblestone, and it would potentially be dangerous to go there. So while my girlfriend at the time walks on the dirt next to the bike path, I have like a foot and a half still on the bike path, on the the very edge of it, in like a spot where I am very well visible to anyone moving at a reasonable velocity. Coming out from behind a sort of a slight bend at what is very much not a reasonable philosophy is a guy on a bike who looks at me, like he looks me straight in the eye. I know this because he was wearing a headlamp, right? His bike didn't have a lamp, he had a headlamp, and it shone me right in the eye, so I didn't know what the fuck was going on, and was sort of unable to react to the situation. And at least for like 2 or 3 seconds, he was staring at me. And then I feel this like impact on my shoulder, and I'm pulled around
Thrown to the floor.
by like, I didn't fall to the floor, but like
Oh, okay.
fucking not quite 180 degrees, more like fucking 90, maybe 120 degrees. And I see this guy, he's fallen off his bike. He's like lying on the ground, and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude, he just ran into me, a pedestrian. I better see if he is okay. So I'm like, dude, are you okay? And he like gets up and just immediately screams at me like a fucking madman, right? There's an old man who has seen all this, and the guy is like, "Oh, you saw this happen. He walked into me." And the old guy, I still to this day do not know what he meant by this. But what he basically said is like, "Yeah, you have introduced yourself to me before." And then the guy who ran into me like called him a Nazi. And then the old man just left. He walked away. I've never seen him again in my life. So that guy calls the cops. My girlfriend is having like half a mental breakdown because it's like fucking. This is just the fact that someone would react like this is insane to her. Like 2 other guys show up. They were like, "Yeah, this guy, he tried to hit us with his bike, just like a half a kilometer in this direction."
Scammer, definitely.
So we wait for like fucking 20 minutes until the cops show up. He's like walking around, like banging on every door, asking if they have cameras that have like recorded the incident. And they're all like, no, weird guy. So the cops show up, and they try to like. He's essentially. I didn't hear the conversation that he had with them, but like just looking at it and like the tone of voice, it felt like he was expecting them to just execute me in the street. And then like one of the cops like goes up to me, is like, yeah, takes out my version of the events, and it's like, yeah, the fact that this is like a bike only path isn't even properly signed. There's no proper signage for this. You couldn't have known this even. And also it's, of course, he has to, as a cyclist, he has to be careful when he is doing cycling in the hierarchy of like Verkehrsteilnehmer, of people who are in traffic. I am like below cyclists, so they have to be extra careful with me and all that. And so he tries to get the cops to. I don't know how it exactly works in the U.S., but he's like he'll be pressing charges. So the I think that's the equivalent, and so then the state attorney basically would sue me on behalf of the government. Except
That's not how it works.
okay, how okay, well here that's how it works. He basically, you go to the cops and you're like, I'd like to press charges, and then that is presented like the attorney to like the government attorney, and they then decide whether or not to press the charges. Pursue a court case.
That's kind of similar. I think the police have to like arrest you first and charge you with a crime.
They do have to arrest and charge you with a crime.
Yeah, they can't. You can't just like have the government sue somebody on your behalf. You like basically have to say this person committed this crime. The police got to be like, okay, this person committed a crime, arrest you, and the DA looks at the case and then they choose whether or not to press charges. And if the person doesn't want to press charges, a lot of the time they will just not pursue.
Yeah, so here the DA decided that they would not pursue. Even though the guy wanted to press charges, they were like, yeah, absolutely the fuck not. And the police apparently is not involved in this decision-making process. They just gave me the data I needed to get. Like, they were like, yeah, just come in at some point during the next week. Just come over and we'll take your statement. And then we'll handle it. That's like literally how I did it.
I feel like that guy calling the cops on you and wanting them to fucking like throw the book at you and execute you for walking on a sidewalk. I kind of feel like that Nazi allegation that he laid at that old man was probably kind of projection.
Technically, it was a bike path that I was crossing. Just very explicitly, it is you can cross bike paths as a pedestrian, and when you get hit by a bike, it's their problem. There's a different sort of police in Germany, which is like the it's called the Ordnungsamt. It's not really police. It's like the kind of cops that it's like ticket cops, basically. There's a different institution.
Cops, like meter maids, yeah.
Yeah, it's a completely different institution here because we think that police should do like police work instead of ticketing. And they usually, if you even think about crossing a red light, you will get a fucking letter in the mail from them being like, yeah, you need to pay. They decided not to pursue this because they thought it was too absurd. And so he sued me in civil court.
Cool.
That shit went on for like years. And I had a lawyer who specializes in labor and traffic law. Like I had several witnesses. Fucking like, my girlfriend at that point was no longer my girlfriend, but of course she was there, and she was like saying like, yeah, the guy just ran into him. And then I get the ruling, and I'm reading the ruling. I'm like, hell yes. It's basically the judge describing in excruciating detail how it's the fault of the guy on the bike. But then in the very last small paragraphs, like, therefore, 90% of the fault lies with Bürgerkrieg, and he needs to pay 90% of the total costs because he did wrong.
Oh,
Shaking my head.
Yeah, and my lawyer was like, this is like from a legal scholarship standpoint, the worst fucking ruling that he had ever seen in his entire career. This is why it's
I
relevant.
kind of have a feeling that one dude offered to split the money with the judge.
This is why it's relevant that he's like a traffic law expert. Like, he does this a lot. We wanted to go appeal, but because of the pandemic, the sort of court system and the appeal system was overwhelmed. So they were like, no, you can't appeal. Fuck you. And also, he said that basically, when it's like, the word he used was Minimalstbeträge, which is like the smallest of amounts of money. When it's about that in court, which still talking about like 3,000 euros. Sometimes the judges just will not give a shit. They will just make a ruling that they feel, they roll the dice, make that ruling, and then they don't have to deal with that shit.
3,000 euros for fucking what? He hit you on a bike and then he fell over. Like, he wasn't like injured or anything.
He
right?
was
like,
injured. He was injured. He wasn't severely injured. He had like light bruises. And he had difficulties moving his arm for a week. And also the main thing that he wanted money for was like his incredibly expensive bike and his incredibly expensive like gloves, his incredibly expensive jacket, his incredibly expensive trousers, and his incredibly expensive headlamp. All of which were ever so slightly damaged.
Basically, he's a rich fucktard.
It is weird because a friend of mine at the time, I was telling the story, and a friend of mine at the time, she was like, dude, this guy lives in my house. He like owns an apartment in my house and he's constantly threatening to sue everyone.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
And she has apparently seen him like fucking deliberately run his bike into joggers at the park. Because in fairness, that particular bike path is literally used by pedestrians more often than it is by bikers. Because it's just you are expected to use the pedestrian path inside of the park instead of the. I can post a picture of this. I can illustrate.
I do have kind of. Oh, hey, Cody. I do kind of have a similar story, but not with bikers, with cars. So I live close to Holland Park. Now, in Holland Park, there are two junctions. I don't know how to call them, but there's one which is a T section, and one which is like a crossroad. You know. So on the T section, I've never had anything happen to me on the T section. Unfortunately, I've noticed several times, and this has been increasing every year. At least I feel that's been happening recently at that T section. Cars will burn through a red light, not even as the light is turning red. The light has turned red 30 seconds ago. There are cars or pedestrians crossing, there are pedestrians either crossing the road or there are cars from the opposite direction currently going through. And without even fucking stopping, going full fucking speed ahead, the car will just go through fucking traffic.
Incredible.
Mind you, there's a fucking police station not even 2 minutes away. And there's cameras at this T section as well. And people still feel the need to burn the fucking light. And endangers people's lives.
Okay, so this is the map, the spot that I circled in red where the accident happened. So you can make out probably the bike path, like the gray area that he was on. As a pedestrian, you are expected to, on that side of the road, use the pedestrian path inside of the park. Now, fun fact about that pedestrian path inside of the park, it's not lit. Like, not properly. Like, at the intersections, there are small lamps. Not even at the one next to the accident site. I think there is one... no, there actually isn't one at that other intersection either, but it's the next one where there's a small light. It's not properly lit, and it was dark at this time. So, legally, you're supposed to go through there because, and it's not properly lit. And that's why you're not allowed to walk on that bike path. That's why they decided to make it purely a bike path. And actually, like, the cop that originally talked to me, like, that was originally there, he gave a statement to the court in the civil case saying that I could not have known this was a bike path because the city did not properly sign it. There was no proper signage there. But the judge did not give a fuck. Yeah, so that is my funny court anecdote. But the point being of all that, despite this shit having happened to me, I do still generally believe in the principle of having a judicial branch and like a court system.
Damn, what a cuck.
Yeah, I fucking know, right? It's unbelievable.
I do kind of want to point out where the section is. For me, at least.
Don't dox yourself,
but like, hang on. I'm just adding some infographics of like some shit I've seen. But like, this is one example where the blue arrow is cars that have the green light, okay?
Yeah.
The blue arrow is cars that have the green light, so they have full access. And, like, they're turning either left or right in that direction. And the red one is where I've seen, like, a car go full... This is a 20-mile-per-hour zone, by the way. I've seen them go fucking 40 miles an hour. The light has turned fucking red 10 seconds ago. You know, it is not in the process of turning red. It has turned red. And you have no right to say, oh, I accidentally burned that. No, you know full well what you're fucking doing here. And still, he goes full fucking speed, and I've seen, like, cars almost collide with each other trying to not hit him. And there's an even worse area. Now, this happened to me, like, 2 days ago. Right? Hang on, I'm getting this... So, give me a second, getting some graphics. Yeah.
Also, fun fact, addendum to my case, fucking my lawyer ended up doing the whole case pro bono because he said that after that kind of bullshit, I shouldn't be expected to pay even more lawyer fees. But even if he hadn't done it, probably the government would have paid my lawyer fees, at least a significant part of it. He just didn't want to saddle me with what was left.
Anyways, so there's this four-way crossing right here. So I'm crossing the pedestrian side, right, in blue.
Yeah.
There is a car that has stopped because of the red light. It is green for pedestrians, mind you. Now, the light has just turned red on, like, you can see, like, the road parallel to where I'm walking on the pedestrian side. It has just turned red for them, and it has just turned green for us. What this car is doing is slowly, kind of like in a stuttering motion, just slowly advancing upon, like, past onto the pedestrian crossing.
Yeah.
Like, he's going and then stopping, going and then stopping. And he's not doing this once. He's doing this multiple fucking times. I, having had a very fucking bad day, I stopped. Spread out my arms going like, the fuck are you doing, man? You really want to fucking piss me off even more? What the fuck are you fucking doing? Get the fuck out of the car. I literally point at my fucking shoes, going like, get out of the fucking car right now. Get out of the fucking car. And I'm, you can. There are people around me. There are people that can see what I am doing.
Yeah.
But I genuinely, in my life, have never been fucking more furious at anyone in my entire life. I'm just like, get out of a fucking car right now. Come on, we're going to fucking go, my friend. You know, and he's some bold fucking drunk ass. I don't know, but like, you know, if you could imagine a fucking Baz from like the north, genuine perfect fucking stereotype. I'm just like, you know, what the fuck are you on about, mate? Let's fucking go. And then
Yeah.
he's just holding his arms like, what, man? What? I'm just like, oh, you know what? Fuck you. You know, I point the finger at him and I go, fuck you, I'm out of here. And then he lowers his window and he starts screaming. He doesn't start cussing at me, but he starts, you know, angrily yelling like, what's the problem, mate? I'm just like, go fuck yourself. Either come out or fucking run like a fucking coward. I don't know. Fuck off.
And then a bike hit him in the face.
I wish. Unfortunately, yeah.
I did have a stupid situation like this with like a fucking guy in a car just a couple days ago. Where it's basically like after a certain I live in a place where on certain roads, and this isn't even like a small road, but like on Sundays and like after a certain hour, they just turn off the traffic lights. They're like, yeah, fuck it, no, who gives a shit? That doesn't mean that the rules of the road no longer apply though. So I was crossing on a pedestrian crosswalk that at that particular point did not have the traffic light on because it was late. And this motherfucker, like there's an old lady walking behind me, and this motherfucker just floors it. He like almost accelerates as he clearly, it is so, anyone with like basic spatial reasoning would, you don't need Forces 1 to understand that if I keep on walking at the same speed I am currently walking, and he keeps on driving at the same speed as he is currently driving, he will hit me at high velocity, and I will probably die. So
I turned into a vegetable.
Yeah, so I increase my step ever so. It's basically, his thought process was that I, as a pedestrian, should be expected to stop walking in the middle of the road to let him pass. That was apparently his fucking... Because I was already there. So I walk halfway into, like, his path of movement, and I just stop. To make him stop. Like, I slow down, he slows down, but he has his foot on the gas, like I can tell. And so I just stop until he stopped. And then I walk. And this guy was so fucking angry in his car. Like, I couldn't hear him because I had, like, headphones in, but he was incredibly mad. Fuck, it serves him fucking right for being such an entitled cunt.
Yeah. God, there are points where now I just genuinely hate fucking drivers in general. And I've seen people do that where it's like a zebra crossing, you know, where pedestrians have priority if they cross the road, and every car on that lane should fucking stop, or else it is a fucking crime. And I have seen cars fucking blow past, you know, pedestrians that have just started walking on that side of the road when the car clearly should have stopped. Yeah. And I'm just like, if that were me now, like, I've gotten so pissed off at drivers, I'm just like, if that were me now, I would have fucking stopped and just gone, bro, what the fuck are you doing? I don't care if you fucking run me over. Fucking do it. I will fucking sue you. I will get the fucking law on your ass. I don't fucking care.
I had to run a game.
Game of chicken.
Didn't actually want to get run over. I had to run a game of Blades in the Dark.
Well, I got a picture I gotta post too. This doesn't have a story attached to it, but this is just me circling the world's biggest McDonald's because I'm really hungry right now.
Damn, dude.
I felt left out. Everyone was drawing pictures.
Is this the exact path that you took while circling it? Is this like
this is my attack vector for getting to this McDonald's?
Just like a fucking shark.
Yeah,
you just walk around that McDonald's and the Jules music starts playing.
Just attack it from multiple directions. I think I've never eaten there sober before.
So this is actually in like Orlando.
Yeah, it's in Orlando. There's the world's biggest McDonald's there. It's not that impressive.
It's not that impressive.
It's just like a McDonald's, but there's 3 floors to it.
I need to see this. Biggest McDonald's. That really does not look particularly impressive. That's incredible.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. It's not like the Bass Pro Shop pyramid.
How the fuck is this the biggest McDonald's? Like in the United States of America.
Most McDonald's don't require a lot of. No, this is the world's biggest McDonald's. You are a liar. This is bigger than your McDonald's. It's a 3-story building, so that is excessive for a McDonald's, but it's not that impressive.
That's just a fucking. What are like 15 Americans fit in there?
You son of a bitch. Speaking of which, hey Burger.
Yeah.
You want to see something cool?
Always.
I'm doing the I'm doing the tutorial. Unfortunately, I literally got dragged into the conversation, so I don't play the tutorial at all. But we're doing missile positioning now, which sounds very cool.
Yeah, you haven't continued playing the tutorial of the space game for the whole fucking stream.
No, I just literally got dragged into the conversation, so I've completely fucking ignored it. Don't right-click on a track, as this will put the weapon in track mode. Okay. Open the action menu. Click on weps. Or weapons. Yeah. Furtherless, select. The problem is they don't fucking put this again, so it's like, bro, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Click on the web.
Yeah. You'll recognize a sphere widget from when used it briefly.
That's a cone.
Yeah, that's a cone. First, red cone on cursor, representation, missile seeker fail, void down.
How about
this is cool. This is cool.
Joseph Kony, right? And he just looks like a cone. Like he just is physically the shape of a cone.
just is a cone.
Yeah.
my man out here fucking playing the traffic cone meta.
just looks like a cone.
Yeah.
It's just VLC media player ass looking motherfucker. It was a fucking warlord with child soldiers in Uganda. And he just looks like a cone.
Not the target itself.
Can you tell that I am overworked?
No, I cannot tell at all.
Possible to...
Same, I'm working right now.
Hell yeah, dude. What are you
You should take a break, Bergie Mans.
I can't take... I need to hustle, dude. I
Fire
gotta
when
put out
thunder hit
videos.
targets. Alright.
You gotta make that bread.
Yeah. How about you, Cody? What are you working on?
Just stuff. Programming shit, making a window pop up when you do a thingy.
Based, dude.
Alright.
That way soldiers know
Here comes
just
the fire,
exactly how to bomb brown children. Because they wouldn't know if I didn't put this window in how to do that.
It's like doing Clippy for genocide.
I feel like that's basically my job description, yeah.
Just war crimes, Clippy. Yeah. I see you're violating Section 17 of the Geneva
Would you
Convention.
like help with this?
Yeah.
Listen, nothing makes me more uncomfortable than knowing that the project I work on has an entity database that includes school bus, alright? That's...
Fuck.
I am working on...
shit, you can add waypoints. Look at this shit.
So what I missed?
Once again, the coolest shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to call some back.
So hang on, you didn't hear the fucking bike story?
I did hear the bike story. I heard that.
It's like, what other reason did I tell it for? Everyone else knows it.
I don't.
I did not. I was not aware of it. I think you had mentioned it previously.
Cody, you and I have definitely talked about this.
No,
This is like a thing that happened years ago.
I think you had mentioned that you got hit by a bike and that maybe you were doing some legal stuff, but I don't remember if I ever got to the conclusion of that.
Yeah. I mean, it was like late last year when I got the thing where it's like,
Yeah, I haven't been on Fast Food Thursdays often because my commute makes it so that I normally am not home on Thursdays in time for it.
Yeah. But I have a question for you, Iron Eyes. Are you a fan of World of Darkness?
Oh, that's a good question, Cody. Are you? If there's any chance that you're a World of Darkness fan?
It took me a second to realize he's talking about me because I forgot that I changed my name to Iron Eyes Cody because I forgot that because I figured out that's what that guy's name was.
Oh my god.
I'm so
yes, I do. I am in fact a fan of World of Darkness.
Have you seen Bruva Alpha Booza's new guide to it by Speaker D?
I have not. I don't think I have been watching that series, but I haven't had a lot of time to like watch YouTube videos and stuff. I actually still have to finish Burger's Wraith video.
So Burger
Damn.
watched it before you multiple times. Got it.
It's very good. I've seen it like
Burger.
twice. I may watch it again later. It's really good.
Burger.
He's like fucking. I might make videos on the. I am watching on the lore particulars of the individual games, and I wrote in the comments like, no, please don't. I can't compete with this.
Maybe you could do a crossover. Ask him for a crossover.
I doubt he's aware of my existence.
Hey, you can do a voice in the Wraith Hunter video once they do it.
So I don't. I mean, it's a. I haven't. I might get into Onto the Parenting at some point. Yeah. Actually,
You better. I'll be asking every Fast Food Thursday I attend. Have you watched Hunter the Parenting yet?
Oh, Hunter the Parenting is great.
It's
I-
so
Yeah.
Parenting is fucking awesome.
I still don't know
Cody.
what World of Darkness video I want to do next because tomorrow I'll be editing the fucking political correctness, fucking
Can I give a suggestion?
narcissism video, and yeah, go ahead.
Research
Oh my God.
Pentex and Werewolf, okay?
I don't think Werewolf is going to be next, actually, especially
Okay.
with the law changes that are going to be
Shit.
incoming. I'm like torn between Hunter and the Technocracy.
Oh,
Do you
that's
know-
what I was about to suggest. Yeah.
Go Technocracy all
Oh
the way.
shit. Hey Burger, you seeing this damage?
Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
Your mate's
So-
video did pretty well.
Come out a little more.
Yeah, it did. No, the
Burger,
thing
go
about
with
Hunter is that I feel like they're gonna be making a lot of changes to the law.
They already
Yeah,
have
because
Burger.
they have that book out now, right? Or it's
Yeah, I
coming
mean,
out.
it's not really out yet entirely. Maybe.
No, the core rulebook's fully out.
Okay, because there's like a free preview on the website or something. I don't know.
No, the actual core rulebook is fully out. Let me post the link.
Okay, I'd have to get my hands on that somehow.
You'd have to get your hands on it somehow.
Yeah, I'd have to find a way of getting like a PDF. of it.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, I'm sure I can figure out a way to acquire it.
Burger, give me a sec. Okay.
No, you. Can,
I am finally gonna get into this YouTube business.
huh.
Are you gonna start a YouTube channel, Farium?
Yes, and like to preempt this, go ahead and cancel me. You're not gonna unoffend yourself.
Damn, that is an incredibly edgy statement.
Yo, so fucking edgy, my dude, my bro, at Epic. Oh my god.
I know, right?
Two
No,
it's like-
the SJW
it's-
snowflakes won't even be able to handle your unique brand of comic. You're challenging the status quo.
All right. Give me a sec.
No,
Look
seriously,
who
now-
the
but
fuck-
now-
yeah, what kind
Now
of
watch
fucking-
me fuck this turkey.
Your profile picture is a skeleton. It's white. Kill it.
Hey,
Listen.
I've had a skeleton profile pic for longer than it has been a meme.
He's gonna have the unique.
Eat my
He's
ass.
gonna have the unique trend of of edgy YouTubers who have skulls as their profile.
Yeah,
Never
man,
before has
that's
that
really
ever
innovative.
happened.
Seriously though, what kind of fucking
Hell
shit are
yeah.
you trying to what are you trying to make on this site?
It's going to be a variety of things of pretty much anything that interests me
Oh,
at
he
the
did that.
time.
Thanks, man.
So,
I have been really wanting to do videos on like little obscure video, obscure stories of like Dark Age Europe. Like a lot of the stuff that never gets covered because people are like, yes, these are not the interesting things.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually cool.
Like like the insanity of Polish aristocracy.
Oh, a friend, an acquaintance of mine has made a video on it. Well, no, actually not the aristocracy, but he's made a YouTube video on a book published by Germans about how to talk to your Polish peasants.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of the stuff in the historical field that is undercovered, even in like academic literature. So that's a cool idea.
Like even just like the stuff about fucking like the Danish rebellions on Bornholm against the Swedish.
Yeah,
Like all that stuff is lunacy as well. They got pushed off the island by a bunch of farmers with pitchforks, and they had guns.
I love where like the pirates took one of the major Swedish isles, like the Likedela. I think it was like the pirates under the Hanseatic League. I think it was Öland that they just took it over, and then the Teutonic Order had to show up to kick them out.
Ah, yes, the Teutonic Order.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah. How to Speak to Your Polish Peasants. German book from 1903, too. Do you mind if I post a video on here from him?
I am kind of sad that
sure,
Skelly
go ahead.
Boys have been given the reputation they have online.
Yeah.
He does
Skeletons are
look.
cool.
He does do quite a lot of video game modding as well, and does discuss like the intricacies of modding an engine and like the quirks of it, which I find absolutely hilarious, absolutely cool as fuck. Like someone discussing like the intricate details and the quirks of like a game engine is like some of the coolest shit one can talk about to me. Because it kind of reminds me of like back in like the days pre kind of internet where you had some really quirky behaviors in games sometimes.
I mean, you can still have that kind of shit.
Yeah, but I mean, like back then it felt a lot more. I guess you could say, fuck. No, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the word is, but there is a word.
Janky.
Damn, Pepe Le Pew out here drunk, hiccuping everywhere.
Yeah, I know. I had the hiccups all day today. Fucking hell.
Mm.
He's trying out a few recipes from this cocktail book.
I mean, I just imagine finding this in like a random bargain bin at the bookstore.
Oh yes.
The
explain
pure, unadulterated joy you would feel.
Does this explain how to give cocktails to women?
Just... I'd love this book, dude. This fucking rules. See, I might do the technocracy yet. Next. I don't know if I'm gonna call it the video the least magical people in fiction, or I can't believe it's not magic.
Or what? Not magic?
Yeah. I'm still deciding on that. Definitely not mages. I don't think it's quite as punchy a title. Yeah, I might put like I can't believe it's not magic sticker.
The Mages Atheist Society. Mage Plus. Do y'all remember that whole fucking Atheism Plus thing that happened?
Yeah, that was the start of everything. People say Gamergate was the start of everything evil going on in the internet, but it was Atheism Plus.
God.
I can't believe I've been watching like Rebecca Watson videos and like agreeing with 90% of what she says. It's like, okay. But I think that's this is a tweet I did a while ago with like Big Red. It's like growing up is realizing that she was right about everything, but is still an unfathomably obnoxious bitch.
That's how you know you're a true leftist. You agree with everything she's saying, but still hate her.
Yeah, that is the litmus test. That's the real litmus test, dude. Anywho, it is time to end the live stream today. It has been a true honor and a privilege to stream for the... Well, no one was watching for most of the time, but it has nonetheless been an honor and a privilege. And see you around, cunts.